Today we're going to be reviewing the AI DeepLayer Dynamics MT5 by Mr. Peter Robert Grange. This video is sponsored by our free Golden Time Bomb Expert Advisor. Take your trading to the next level through automating the London breakout and the opening range breakout. Click the link in the description to download the EA completely for free. So this developer keeps pumping out random AI bots, and to date most of them have been pretty blatant scams with beautiful, like absolutely perfectly straight equity curves. His previous one was I think it was the DeepSeek Dynamics, so he keeps just changing the name up a little bit, and that one was just like terrible. It was very much a straight line up. I think it had a 100% win rate or something totally ridiculous. This one looks less ridiculous, so I'm curious to see if this one actually has a real strategy behind it. And he seemingly keeps introducing something rapidly, like people buy it because they don't know how to backtest, and then everybody gets upset because ultimately the bot doesn't work as people thought it would, because like you're not going to have a 100% perfect win rate money printer, or else nobody would possibly sell that for $550. They probably would sell it to Goldman Sachs for several billions if you could have a 100% win rate system. So he ultimately releases this, people buy it, they get unhappy, he drops it, and then he comes back a month later with a brand new bot, and he just slightly changes it up and people seemingly buy it again. But this one seems a little bit less fake than the previous one. So let's now dive in to see what exactly it's doing. So here he's saying that it's a multi-symbol neural scalper with quad strategy adaptive architecture. So once again, I think he is probably a native English speaker. So he is skilled at, or at least moderately skilled at writing. But this looks very much like ChatGPT written language, where he's just kind of name dropping a bunch of random AI terminology. But there could still be a real underlying strategy behind it. So even if he might be being a little bit disingenuous when it comes to the AI usage, it doesn't mean that there's nothing real behind it. So here we can see high precision scalping. It trades pretty much everything. So gold, USD pairs, as well as, for whatever reason, Aussie dollar, Swiss franc, which is kind of not what you would expect to see here, but hey, you never know. Different strategy modules. And it uses precision strike logic, and it says that it's specialized in gold, and it also trades Euro USD. The reason why you do that is because most traders like to trade gold and Euro USD, and as a developer, if you want to sell more bots, it's pretty straightforward to make them trade gold. Particularly I think in certain cultures, people just like gold a lot, so it's very easy to kind of appeal to a broad base of customers if you sell gold bots. So I think that's why he's highlighting that. There's not a ton of useful stuff here except for like perhaps some of the entry logic, like it uses take profit stop loss levels, it uses a trailing stop loss, it looks at liquidity shift, timing patterns, and volatility events. So all of this can show us that perhaps it's based on more of a scalping system, it's taking profits with a trailing stop, and it also uses maybe like a liquidity-based entry, so more of a market structure, price action based entry relative to more of an indicator one. So all of it is not super helpful, but at least it's giving us a few hints here and there what it's doing. Now we can quickly watch this video. This guy is a pretty popular actor. I keep seeing him on random Forex content. So let's see what he has to say.
My name's Peter, and today I'm proud to introduce a groundbreaking new project, AI DeepLayer Dynamics. This isn't just another expert advisor, it's a next-generation neural trading ecosystem powered by the combined intelligence of ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and a proprietary adaptive logic framework, a whole new level of precision, control, and decision-making in real time. The system is built around...
So like clearly this guy's an actor, right? I don't think that's actually Peter. You can hire people on Fiverr for American native speakers, it's pretty expensive, but still a few $100 to get them to say something nice about your product. And I'm not so sure how much additional insight we're getting out of this video. And if we flip through some of these here, we can see that it's using, this is more just like more AI mumbo jumbo. And we have some nice Terminator hands. And precision strike logic. Okay, so yeah, clearly it's mostly just jargon. Now let's go flip through some of these signals here. One thing to actually, before we do that, is let's go look at the setup guide, because this is usually a pretty telltale sign that it doesn't use AI, because he's saying that like, hey, you have to allow it to look at DeepSeek and OpenAI, but he's not giving you an API key. And realistically, like especially OpenAI, like the majority of their models do cost a fair amount to run. So him giving you, like telling you to put the web request in, but not showing you how to actually get a key. And because to use any of these models, you typically have to go to OpenAI's website or DeepSeek's website, buy some credits, and then you would get your own personalized key. You'd stick that into your bot, and then you can actually use the API. And he's not giving you that kind of insights there. I doubt he's embedding it into the code, because that usually comes with a sizable cost. So yeah, none of that. This is looking fishy. I doubt he's actually using AI. If we look at the signals, so far so good actually. He's gotten pretty good results using more of a fairly scalpy style approach, trading a whole basket of different pairs. This is one on IC markets, but he also has one running on DarwinX. He has one running on XBTFX. So he is running quite a few different signals, but because he's using so many different ones, it's also not a great sign, because it means that as soon as one goes down, and we can see on the page, like he's really running quite a few. Like if one goes down, he'll just put another one up. So most likely he's running a pretty big basket of signals, which is a fairly common marketing technique in this space. So also not looking great there. Maybe we can look at the actual statistics here. We can see a high win rate. I'm looking for one that has a few more trades, 44 trades, high win rate as well, and positive risk reward, but like the numbers are tiny, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if, yeah, like this is a bit more realistic. I think he's effectively just cherry picking signals, because we're seeing both a very high win rate and a very good risk reward. Therefore, that means that it's probably just like statistically, it's not going to be that good long term, because there's almost always a trade-off between risk reward and win rate. They're inversely correlated. So if we're seeing these really, really good metrics in both, he's just running really short signals. So yeah, not super indicative in the signals. He's getting a bit too creative there. And if we look at the graph here, this is actually a positive update since his previous bots. They're not just perfect straight lines up. This is giving us a bit of grid martingale averaging in behavior, where we're seeing like big detachments in the equity from the balance. We are seeing some grids occasionally. There is definitely manipulation, but there's also grids. So I think the underlying real strategy behind this is a grid-based strategy. It's not just a pure history reader. It's more of a manipulated grid. So that's actually pretty good progress. So yeah, it looks to be trading a mean inversion strategy, grid-based on gold, which is really not a good idea at all. Here we don't see any place to actually put in an API key. It says use AI, DeepSeek or ChatGPT, but once again, no key. So yeah, it's fake AI. There's no AI going on here. The fact that it can run this well in a backtest environment where you can't actually use API keys is not a great sign. And I think the underlying strategy behind it is more of a mean inversion type system based on grids and averaging it. So that is also not a great sign. Let's try and find ourselves a grid. Like here we can see that it is clearly scaling lots. So this is a grid martingale on gold by default, so really not smart. You don't want to run a grid on gold and or any like equity market, like S&P 500 or particularly the NASDAQ, just because the volatility is quite high. Particularly now in more Trumpian market conditions, it's a very bad idea. So guys, not a good bot, don't buy it. Less bad than his previous one, but still not good. So hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.